Hello guys, welcome back to another video. And today's the day that I finally come back. And look, I have a lot of explaining to do. I have not uploaded in a while. And this will take a while, so if you're only here for the what if, look down in the description and click the time on that. But if you want to hear my full story, here it is. So to be blunt and honest with you guys, I was not motivated to do what ifs anymore. I know it sounds like a load of crap excuses, but it's true. I didn't really feel like making videos anymore. I can understand if you had unsubbed or are mad at me for ghosting away, and I know you can hate me for going missing for like 4 or 3 months, I think. And I'm also here to say sorry, guys. I know that some of you won't forgive me, but that's fine by me. All that matters now is that I'm finally gonna upload after a few months, and I finally had the passion to make a what if video. And for real guys, I'ma try to keep up the schedule. I'ma try to at least upload once a week or more, but no promises, okay? If I don't upload within the next week or this one, not the next week I mean, I probably just lost my motivation to do videos again. And secondly, I'm gonna redo all my what if series except for this one because I think this one is doing good. The reason why is that I want to do better in those series. I felt like those series were lazily made and I want to improve improve the plot better and the more interesting dynamic in those stories. And last and final speech, although probably not because I'm gonna remember something. What stand should Deku get and what if Deku had a stand? I know I asked this in the last video, but I wanna ask again. And there should be a poll appearing right now. And I also have an interesting idea for Deku. He's gonna have more than one stand, but the first stand he gets has to be a mid-tier stand or a weak stand. And yes, he's still gonna have OP stands, but have to wait. But if you want to have an OP stand right off the bat, then go ahead. But again, you won't have more than one stand though. And I'm not gonna tell you anymore, but just pick and only. And actually, I'm gonna tell you something. A hint: if Deku gets a weak stand, but he can get more than one, it's due to one for all. And that's it. Okay. Now let's hope the future me that is editing this won't forget to put the poll up there cause I'm not gonna say the choices. You guys just pick and as promised I'll add more details in my story. And I'll start with this what if story. Let's do a quick recap. In the prologue episode, Deku went to the beach to cool his mind off because he was bullied, but he sees an old but buff as heck guy sitting and staring at the sunrise. They talk a little bit more before Kratos gives Deku his powers, and Deku goes home, sleeps, and has a weird dream. Now on episode 1, he wakes up after that strange dream. He gets uh he wakes up after that strange dream. He gets up and notices he's taller, and then he looks at the mirror and he freaks out. After a little while, he goes out to train his powers and spars with his sensei. After they are done, Deku goes back and does some vigilante work at night and saves a girl from an R-word attempt. And let's get started with the story. Let me drink some water real quick. When we last left off, Deku saved the girl from an R-word attempt from the thugs. And also, one last note, you guys can skip this if you want. I'll link it in the description right now. And I lost track, hold on. Alright, but some people think that guys don't have quirk in this what if series. I never said that, though I was mumbling like an idiot from all my videos and probably this one too. So if you can't understand me, then blame my stuttering because I stutter like Deku, alright, when he's talking to girls. And I'm already stuttering, that's where. Men's quirks are just really weak. Like they're as weak as Inko's quirk from the manga or anime. No hate to Inko, by the way, I'm just setting an example. And also, the male heroes in the anime or the manga are gonna be gender bended to girls in this what if. Without further ado, let's get to the story. The girl that Deku saved speaks up. Just pretend this is a girl voice because I'm not gonna attempt doing a girl voice. Hello? Are you okay? She asked. Deku. Oh, I'm fine. Don't worry. I'm not gonna hurt you, but you should call the police to arrest these guys and get yourself home. Now stay here till the police are here. Then I'll run away because you know why. Yeah, I do. Can I ask you something? She asked. Deku. Sure. What is it? Are you a boy or a girl? Deku. Well, believe it or not, although my physique gives it away, I'm actually a guy. And if that Deku... Hold on, I need to erase this part. Just be alright. Yo guys, um, quick update, this is actually the next day. I recorded the audio of the rest, but it didn't pick up the audio, it glitched. Now I have to redo it again. So if I upload this the next day or this day, I'm sorry. So, the mysterious girl gets out of her phone and calls the cops, and after a little while, they arrive. Deku runs away because he doesn't want to get arrested. The cops question the mysterious girl. So, what did this person look like that saved you? Was she a hero or some girl just saved you? Well, she, the mysterious girl, uh, answers back, well, actually, he's a guy. Cop and cop too. Wait, so a guy did all of what you said? But then one of the thugs gets up from being knocked out. His vision is a bit fuzzy. Then he sees the same girl and the cops. Crap, the cops are here, he thinks. Here, he gets up and panics in what to do. But one of the cops yell, "Get your hands up in the air and get down to the ground." He then he then does what it is told to him, and then he gets arrested. And soon after that, all the thugs gets arrested, and the police ask the mysterious girl more questions in the police station. And then they call her mom. The police escorts the mysterious girl outside, and the mom arrives and goes over to her daughter. "Ochako, are you alright, my darling?" she asks. Well, the mom yells. She runs over to her and hugs her very tightly. Ochako. Yes, mom, I'm fine. Then they both talked for a little bit and more before after they leave the station and go home. And now to Deku's point of view. He he goes back home and it's now 4 p.m. and 4:16 a.m. and he's still not tired. So he goes back to his room, changes back to his normal clothes that don't fit. Man, I wish I can turn back to myself. Then out of nowhere, Kratos appears out of nowhere. Kratos, so you want to turn back to yourself. Here's what you have to do. Deku, what do you have to do? Kratos, close your eyes and think of yourself before you're a god. Think long and hard, then you'll feel yourself getting smaller. That's when you have turned back. Deku does what he said, but damn, he is back to our little cinnamon roll of a Deku. Deku, wow, I'm back to normal. That's so cool. He yells in excitement. But then he feels a wave of tardiness and fatigue. Deku, why am I so tired of all of a sudden? Kratos, because boy, you're a normal human. You're not in your god form. So get yourself some rest and we'll train tomorrow. You still have this day and the next day after that before you go to school. Deku. Okay, sensei, I'll try my best of controlling my godly powers and abilities. Kratos, that's the spirit born, now get it worse. He pats Deku on the shoulder and gives him a thumbs up before disappearing. Deku goes to his bed and falls fast asleep. Then he dreams about Kratos and this kid with him, Atreus. Dream his dream picks up where he left off. It ends where Kratos had to help Atreus of killing the deer. They go to the more adventures, killing a giant bees and killing more ice monsters before going back to their cabin. And Kratos gets his wife's ashes as well and goes back inside and talks with Atreus and teaches him how to punch, but then they hear a ruckus outside and someone yelling, "Come on now!" the stranger said. Kratos tells Atreus to hide under the floor. He heads out to the door and confronts the stranger, and after a bit more talking and the stranger throwing some punches, they fight to the death. After more fighting, pushing, and then the ground starts to break. They fall. They both fall. Kratos gets the upper hand and starts railing on the stranger before finally Kratos snapping the stranger's neck, and that's where Deku wakes up from that vivid and graphic imagery of a dream. Deku gets up from a cold sweat, his heart is pumping like crazy, and his hands are shaking. Deku calms himself down and thinks about the fight with his sensei and that strange dude. But Deku shrugs it off for now. He checks the time and it's 11 a.m. Deku gets up from his bed and goes to get his breakfast. Inko, Izuku, you're pretty late to wake up, dear. Oh, you turned back to yourself. Deku, yeah, I did, as well. I slept comfortable last night, I guess. Lies, of course. Inko, well, brush off your teeth and eat your breakfast after, dear. Deku, okay, mom, and thanks. Deku goes to the bathroom, takes a number one, then brushes his teeth after he finishes up. He goes outside and sits down at the table to have his late breakfast. He finishes up his breakfast and gets up, goes to his room, takes off his shirt, and looks at himself in the mirror again. Hopefully this works. He closes his eyes and then he thinks of himself, but this time he thinks of his godhood form and then he grows. He feels a rush of strain to his body, but it dissipates. He opens his eyes to see himself, buff as sick. Again, he flexes at the mirror. Deku showing off his 10-pack and his arm muscle. Heck yeah, Deku says aloud. Have no fear, for I am here. Deku quotes his most favorite hero, All Might. Deku changes to his workout clothes and or jogging clothes and heads outside. Deku, Mom, I gotta go. I need to train my quirk. Inko, okay, honey, just be careful. Don't get yourself too hurt, alright? Deku, I know, Mom. Bye. Inko, see ya. And with that, Deku leaves the house to train with his sensei. He arrives at the new place. It is in the middle of a big field in a forest where there's no people around to see them train. Deku calls out Kratos to train him and then he appears in front of Deku. So boy, you ready? Yes, sensei. Kratos. Good boy, now let's get started, but first get your weapons and shield out. Deku gets out his sword, axe, and the shield. Kratos. Alright boy, let's start with the blades, get them out. Deku does so. Kratos, first you must know how to swing the blades around and how to use it. Also guys, quick heads up, I'm not good at combat tips nor how to use an axe in a combat, shield or blades to take this training, so take this training session with a grain of salt. Kratos, boy, your phone has a timer, right? Deku, yeah. Kratos, good, set it to about a minute. Okay, sensei. Deku unlocks his phone and sets a timer of 1 minute. Kratos, okay, let's have a little sparring session. Put your vacuum helmet in that spar. Deku, already? Now? Kratos, yes, boy. This is to see how good you are handling the blades of chaos. Now get ready for the fight. Deku gets into his fighting stance and so does Kratos, and the sparring match begins, and use your imagination for this fun. Kratos runs at Deku at insane speed. Deku gets his blades out to block Kratos' right hook and successfully blocks it, but then Kratos gets his left arm up in the air and summons the Leviathan axe quickly and at going down towards Deku at rapid speed. But Deku reacts fast enough to do a straight kick at Kratos' chest, making him miss his swing and putting his knees on the ground from the strong kick. Then Deku swings his blades over his head and towards Kratos, who is still on the ground. Then Kratos gets his form out in front of his face and summons the shield and blocks the incoming blades at him. But he is still knocked back by the force from the hit, going through several trees behind him. He gets back up quickly and throws the axe towards Deku. Deku dodges barely, but is still grazed his shoulder. But then the axe comes back at Deku like a boomerang and grazes him in the chest. Then the axe is back on Kratos' hand. He gets in the stance to defend incoming attacks and cautious in defensive mode. They both stare at each other before Deku makes the first move using his special move, Insert Clip Tortuous Rage. Also credits to Power Picks for the clip, and just pretend that Kratos is Deku using his ability. Kratos is caught by the first explosion, but he manages to block the rest of his shield. Then Kratos uses one of his special moves. Deku is hit by this ice beam to the chest but puts his blades in front of the ice beam, making a split path between him. Then Kratos jumps up towards Deku, having his right hand with the axe over his head and swinging towards Deku, while the other hand has the shield to block incoming attacks. But Deku swings his blades from the right side and the chains wraps around Kratos fully, but not before he reverts his shield back and untying one of the chains around him. But he is sent flying to the other direction, changing his angular momentum and swings him down towards into the ground, making a sonic boom from the speed at the swing. A shockwave expands out. Kratos is hit to the ground. The ground explodes. Pieces of dirt fly upwards of 16 meters. The ground starts to break apart a little. After that, one of the blade that Kratos unwrapped falls on Deku's head. Ouch! Deku whimpers. Then one of the blades magically unwraps around Kratos and it's back on Deku's hands. Deku is Sensei, right? Deku walks towards the massive crater. Then he sees an incoming axe towards him. Oh no! Deku yells. Deku backs up and the axe goes backwards. But it still grazed Deku's nose. Kratos, the fight's not over yet, boy. Always be on guard. Then Kratos jumps past the cliff and lands on the ground. He then uses his special move, an icy air slash attacks coming towards Deku. Deku then sidesteps, dodging the ice wind blade. Then Kratos comes in running towards Deku, attacking him, swinging his axe around the air and hitting Deku with a clean shot. Deku falls down to the ground to his knees, but he gets up and then he scratches both blades together, shooting this fiery shockwave at Kratos. Kratos blocks with his shield, absorbing most of the kinetic energy, and then Kratos and Deku rushes at each other at the same time. Deku gripping his blade as hard as he can on the handle guard and swinging it over his head towards Kratos, while Kratos is gripping the handle as hard as he can, swinging it upwards at Deku like this. If I even drew it like that towards each other. Then the two unstoppable force meets and collides at each other. Both of them are stopped by the sheer power of both weapons, and the massive shockwave appears so great that it spans 5.6 kilometers or 3.4 miles in all directions, and the sound barrier is broken, and the ground starts to split apart, making a decent-sized cliff. Both of them fall down to the ground. They both are fighting mid-air. Deku swings his blades together, and Kratos and at Kratos and actually hitting some of his swing of him towards him, and Kratos blocks most of the attacks, but gets past through his defense. Then Kratos throws the axe towards Deku at rapid speed. Deku doesn't have time to block, so he takes the blow head on and hits his head. Luckily, he is wearing his helmet, but the blow left Deku vision blurry and unconscious for a second before regaining his consciousness, and Deku uses his special move. He scratches both blades together and makes the fiery shockwave towards Kratos, and the hits connect, sending Kratos flying backwards. Then they both fall to the ground. Kratos landing both of his feet while Deku falls face first to the ground. Then the phone on Deku's pocket rings. Deku, my phone survived? Kratos, impressive device there. If it can survive such a deadly amount of power. Just me. Plot. What? Kratos lends Deku a hand up. Deku accepts it. Kratos, okay boy, I thought you were good, but it's a long pause. Deku, I'm Kratos, but you're better than I thought, boy. Deku, really? Thanks. Kratos, yes boy, you really gave me a run for my money, but I expected this much because when I gave you my power, I transferred some of my expertise and experience in using the blade to yours. Deku, wow, that's amazing. So I was using the blades like you the whole time? Kratos, yes boy. Now enough of this talk and get ready to train. Deku, alright, he says with a determined voice. Kratos trains Deku how to use the blades more and how to handle it properly, teaching him some special abilities like those in the game from the old and some from the new ones. And Deku uses the shield of his blades to convert the fiery energy into the shield to release it outwards. And up next, Deku moves to the axe. Kratos teaches Deku how to handle the axe and how to use the special abilities. And also with the shield. Kratos keeps training Deku an hour later before they stop. Kratos, alright boy, take your rest and eat your lunch now. Deku, alright. Deku sits down at the log that was cut by Kratos getting knocked back by his by his whatever, you know what I mean. And don't worry guys, the trees had saplings in them and Deku planted all of them down to help the environment, you know. You also have to contribute with Mr. Beast even if this is a fanfic or what if. Deku takes a rest of 5 minutes, cooling himself and wiping away his sweat. He gets up from the log and he puts on back his jogging clothes and jumps around trying to find the city field. He does and jogs back to his place or building complex. He goes to his floor and knocks at his apartment door. Deku, Mom, I'm here. Inko, coming. She opens the door to see her son a bit beat up. Izuku, Inko, Inko, Izuku, darling, are you alright? Deku, yeah, Mom, I'm just a little scuffed off, that's all. Inko, okay, if you're sure, come in, eat lunch. It's ready. Deku goes into his house and eats his lunch, and after he finishes, he gets his towel and goes to the bathroom to clean himself off, and of course he transfers back to himself once again to our lovable cinnamon roll. He goes out he goes out of the shower to his room to dry off and put some clothes back. Then he lays on his bed on his phone wondering what to do now. Deku, I could call Kratos to train me, but he said he'll continue on 2:30 p.m. later. What to do? Maybe play some video games, maybe train myself till it comes out, or do some vigilante work while he's away. After a little while, Kratos comes out and says, Boy, get ready for your stuff. We're going out again to train, alright? Deku transforms into his god form again and goes to the same forest to train. And it's pretty much the same as always, so let's just time skip. So it's now 8 p.m. dinner time. Deku is pretty tired, but that doesn't matter much, although he's a lot more beat up this time by the training because Kratos was a lot harsher this time. Deku, hey sensei, can I ask you something before you go? Kratos, yes boy, what is it? Deku, it's about these dreams I keep having. So what are these dreams? Kratos, dreams boy. What's the dream about? Deku, well, it's about you. Kratos, me? How old am I in your dream? And what place does that dream take in? Deku, well, I'm not sure what place. it is, but I think it's maybe ancient Norway and how old you are. I'm not sure because you age a lot slower, but you look about in your mid 50s in human age. And I think the journey is about the boy, a trace, and you going on a journey to scatter your wife's ashes. I believe so. Can you tell me why I have these strange dreams? Kratos. As for the dreams, I don't know why you're having them. having them. Maybe you're having to relive my life when I was on a journey with my son. Maybe they have a meaning behind it. Why? Or maybe it's you gaining access of my memories due to me giving you my powers. But I started off when I was taking the boy on a journey and not my journey to godhood, nor he pauses on the last part. Deku, what is it? What's the last part? You're gonna say it? Kratos, never mind, boy. All that matters is that you have better control of my powers and abilities. Now go back to your home, take a rest. And if that he disappears, Deku changes back to his jogging pants and goes back to his room, to his home. Knock, knock, knock. Actually, make this real noise. Inko, coming. She opens the door to see her son a lot more beat up than usual. Inko, Izuku, dear, are you alright? Are you hurt? What happened? What do you have on that? What do you have on your face? Why is that bruise mark on your face? Deku, I'm fine, mom. Trust me, and don't worry about my face. I can heal it back with these. Deku pulls out this green rock and crushes it, and then the green aura circles around him. See? Better now. Inko. Wow, that's amazing, dear, but why didn't you heal yourself when you were done training? Because I wanted to show you I'll be fine when I'm done training, so don't worry, mom. Kratos looks scary, but he's a nice guy. Okay, dear, I trust you'll be fine. Now come on in. Deco goes in to have his dinner first, then he'll take a shower later. His mom turns on the TV news and they both eat, but they hear the news reporters saying, "Breaking news! We have a villain wreaking havoc on the city block, and the heroes are having a tough time getting near this villain because of her quirk, and she seems to be making this wind bullet circling around her forearm, and also a lack of the number one hero, All Might, which is strange because she is always on time to defeat the villains." As the news reporter keeps blabbering on, Deku thinks of what to do now. He can either go out there and fight that villain or do nothing, but watch as the heroes and the villain fight and the citizens die there. Then Deku gets up from his chair and walks to his room. Inko, Izuku, are you really go? Yes, mom. I just can't stand to see those heroes struggle against a powerful villain like that and have casualties. I have to act fast. Then Deku rushes to his room and changes into his vigilante outfit and also turns into his godhood form, aka God of War form. And he hops around building to building trying to find the city blocks and he sees it. And I'm end it there, guys. I'm gonna continue this on the next part of the story, and don't forget to vote up top and maybe drop a like and sub. And also hope you enjoyed this extra long video. I guess it's to make up for all those lost days or weeks that haven't been uploaded. But yeah, see ya, guys. Peace.